Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this one is about solid-state logics, SSLs, UC1, UF8 controllers, and the 360 mixing system environment, whatever you want to call it. Alright, this is a song from my third solo album featuring Ocean Horses vocalist Jonas and guitar player Ben. Ben plays one fantastic solo and a couple of licks, and I play obviously lead too and other guitars and so on, but it's kind of pretty much mixed, maybe some minor tweaks, but it's quite ready. There's no release date for the album yet because I only have a few tracks with vocals, so I'm waiting for the other vocalists to deliver their goods. Now, I'm gonna play the song. I'm gonna just show you the 360 environment, some plugins that I use here and so on. Not gonna talk. And after that, I'm gonna talk a little bit about this whole mixing experience and so on. Alright, so let's listen to the track. Like that. Like you noticed, I have the SSL channel strips, the 4KB and the channel strip 2, which is kind of like your 9000K, I think, on all tracks. Vocals are mostly the 9000K, but on the vocal bus there's the 4KB and so on. I'm using the bus compressor, which hopefully you can see here. So this isn't like hardware. This is just this is a controller for this bus compressor plugin, which I'm using as a parallel drum compressor. And then when I click the 360 button here, I can see it here, and all the other instances where I have the bus compressor, but I only have it on the parallel drum bus. And this meter is really good. Shows your peak level. So the mix is pretty loud, like usual my mixes. And it's also here on my mix bus. So the mix bus, that is analog. It's SSL Fusion. Put a picture, and on the Fusion's insert point, there's a Tegeler Audio Scream RC, which is basically an SSL bus compressor and Pultec style EQ in one stereo device. So that is my mix bus. There's a limiter. This is soft. It's just nothing extra. It's just to keep the red lights off, just in case. The whole thing is I've worked with the real big 4000E and 6000G consoles. This is basically pretty much like working on those consoles. I mean, here's your EQ section, the bus compressor, your compressor, and gate / expander. And depending on the channel strip, like this SSL native, oh, this was a bus compressor. Let's take this one. You can choose between E series EQ and G series EQ. They are a little bit different sounding. The curves are a little bit different, at least it sounds like that, and it is like that. I think kind of like hybrid, a little bit cleaner channel strip, whereas this 4000B is a bit dirtier, and you can crank the mic pre to add some more analog mojo to the whole stuff. So if we listen the rhythm guitars soloed, I'll show you what it does. I have briefed just a tiny amount of that preamp mojo. Kind of thickens the tone. I'm not using any compressor on distorted guitars because they're already compressed because the distortion and stuff. Basically a little bit EQ, boosting some highs, cutting some upper mids, some low mid mod, and adding some bottom, and high pass and low pass filters. It's awesome. And the compressor on this 4000B, it's kind of like the bus compressor, same kind of typology, and the native compressor, that is, you can choose fast attack, peak, the ratios are just like continuous. This is your kind of like more modern SSL style compressor. And as you probably saw from my 360 environment, so what I use on drums. Let's play them a bit. So it is cool. You can control this here too, and you can assign that knob. So my main compressor on each track is just a channel strip compressor, the gate, and the EQ. Very rarely I find the need to add any extra compressors. This, if I can't get something from a SSL channel strip, EQ and compressor wise, I guess it's a little bit saying that, if you can't get a good sound out of a Les Paul and a Marshall JCM800, the reason is in the mirror. Cool. So that is that. And what else I could say? So you can do so many things. There's cool videos and stuff, but I can control all the sends. Then I can, if I let's say open a Pultec plugin, and when I put this to focus, now this knob, hopefully you can see, I can turn this like real, and I can assign all these knobs to these knobs here or to the fader, so I can control whatever plugin, not just SSL plugin with these, which is really cool. I haven't done that for this because I'm kind of mixing into these. So this is a kick bus where the 3 different kicks go. The basic kick and then a sample, Chris Lord-Alge's sample, and a kick sub. The drums are played by Devin James, American drummer. This edit is because I decided to change the arrangement, so I added this part here, and I just cut it those parts. And same with guitars and bass. And this tiled room, this is a tiled room, Lexicon's preset, which I'm using for kick and snare, because I'm using this also for the guitar solo delay. So I just bounced that when I had it on drums, as a and then I imported the bounce. So this is just the tiled room reverb that I have blended in, because I have only one Lexicon MPX1. So now it's attached to the guitar solo. So that is that. But in general, really like working with this. There's so much stuff you can do. So basically, I only use mouse when I'm kind of editing here, but that's editing, that's not really mixing. Well, it's part of the mixing, but majority of the mixing, what I do, I have the 360 view open, and then chasing this, I work kind of like have been working not so many times, but every once in a while with a real SSL desk. I don't even need to look the screen. Oh, well, I need to look that, okay. Well, actually, you can see it here now on the snare top channel, snare bottom channel. So I wouldn't really even need to look at the screen when I'm mixing, because it's all here, at least for me. Absolutely fantastic thing. And there's your, like I showed you, there's your out meter, input meter, and you can hide this. This shows what channel strip you have, 4KB. The gray one is the channel strip 2 to 9000, I guess. And you can do everything here. The compressors on both are fantastic. The gates, the EQ, I love SSL stuff. This is fairly simple mix. There's a couple of rhythm guitar tracks, bass, your basic drums, few drum rooms, vocals are, there's only like main vocal and harmony, and then these are just kind of like my affected vocals that I added there to add some certain mojo, and quite simple. And the mixing with the SSL, at least to me, it's really simple, really straightforward, like mixing on a real analog desk. I don't need to use mouse, I can hone in. And there's this green thing, which is also, not sure you can see, maybe I need to cut the screen a bit, but it moves here also, so I can see on what channel I'm in where. So I'll put the links in the description below. They're not my affiliate links. Great stuff, love SSL stuff. A really strong recommendation if you wanna get as close as possible as mixing with a real old school analog desk. In my experience, this is the closest you can get. Plugins, the emulations, they are so good. SSL has tons of plugins. I showed you, I used the vocal strip on vocals. This is absolutely great. It comes with compressor, de-esser, de-closer, and EQ. What there is you need. And then all these go to the bus. Well, there's a Bass Vocal Rider 76 compressor that I mix into. It's always set like this. And then CLA Epic for some echo and limiter. These are wave stuff. And the SSL de-esser is just after, the EQ and compressors. So if there's any SCs, this will take care of it. So the first thing I do, you see the order. The first is the de-esser and then the de-closer. So I'm getting rid of them. And then EQ and compressor after that. I like it on vocals like this. And then more compression and de-essing, and then some reverb and delay and limiter of the last. And this is the final tweak. I'm adding a little bit of that preamp thickness. What I said, well, I've asked a tiny amount of 8K and cut it some of the, highs and lows. That's the last thing. Great stuff, strong recommendation if you want to up your mixing game. Hey, thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this interesting and informative. Until next time, take care. Bye.